Alright, this is some stuff we found the other day when we were kind of gold mining and metal detecting at a park nearby. This is a piece of rolled copper. It's pretty thick copper. I'm not quite sure what it would have been used for.
Me neither. Like paper?
I found this hook. It's kind of an iron hook of some type. It's got a busted end over here. Looks like it used to have a loop or circle over there, some type that got broken off. So we're going to try to clean these things up and see what we get. This is a flat piece of copper. It's pretty thick as well. And we're just going to try to clean some of these up. And then this was kind of the coup de grace. This is a handheld pickaxe, seemingly. We're going to
clean that up.
We're going to clean these up a little bit by hand with some brushes and stuff this morning, and then we're going to put it in a tumbler, see if we can break off extra stuff, and then we might even go and do the electric method to try to get the rust off of there. So anyway, this is the first step. Alright, so we did one pass of cleaning using, what kind of brushes did we use? So we used like a brush like this, a wire brush.
We used like a dish brush?
Yeah, the wire brush we used for the stuff that's iron, because it could withstand that hard brushing. And this came pretty clean, I would say. Like I said, it's still going to need some other rounds of cleaning. We're going to send it through a rotary tumbler, and then possibly even use electricity to try to clean it. So that's pretty neat.
And then the dish brush we used to clean the grain things.
The copper, and this stuff turned out really pretty. You see how we got that turquoise patina on this?
And we used a regular toothbrush.
So without doing a whole lot of research, I'm kind of guessing most of this stuff is about 100 years old, maybe 120 years old, probably right around the turn of the century between the 1800s and the 1900s. So this is that rolled copper that we were talking about earlier. It's got a really pretty green patina to it. I was really hoping we might be able to see some kind of words or something on here, but so far we haven't seen that. I'm probably going to try to not clean off this patina because I think it looks really neat. And maybe put it in some kind of display or something like that if we wanted to.
We found like a hook thing, which we used to clean a little bit a toothbrush.
This is the hook. Oops, make sure you got the hook in the shot. There we go. This is the hook that we found. We did scrub it with the wire brush as well. We're going to send it through the rotary tumbler also to see what it looks like. We are not going to send this copper into the rotary tumbler because it would just eat it up most likely.
Basically disintegrate.
Yep, it would at least get rid of the patina, I would imagine. So anyway, we're going to try this iron stuff and see what it turns out like. Now we're down here with a rotary tumbler. This thing was used for rock tumbling not that long ago. It didn't get cleaned up all the way, but considering what we're doing is trying to get some old beat up pieces of metal looking good, I think this will be fine. We're not going to even worry about cleaning the rest of this stuff up. So great, if you want to
pour this in?
Yep, pour that stuff in. This is our now, I'm afraid we may not have enough of it, but we're going to try it anyway and see what happens. So, you want to put this stuff in there, Greg?
Yeah, I'll put that in.
These are our iron pieces. Remember we said we aren't going to do the copper, we're just going to do the iron. And see what happens. This thing's going to get really loud when we turn it on. But let's try to turn it on. Yep, keep her going.
Okay.
Okay, so that was looking about right. I saw that this, you saw that it went down to the bottom and then it came out to the edge and it went over here again. That's the rotary action of these rotary tumblers. It's supposed to kind of go bottom and out, bottom and out. This one wasn't doing it as much. I think it's because it's bigger. We really need more of this material in there. So we may end up having to go to the store to get some, but I think this will work for now for what we're trying to do. Alright, so we're going to check out. It's been in there for maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that. Not a real long time. Probably about 45 minutes. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, so you can see everything's changed color.
Can I pick it up?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, it actually looks more brown on camera than it is in real
Not
life.
that close, not that close. Okay, let's see if some of those big...
Clips came
So
off.
we used to have a big clump. I think it was right there. It looks like that came off.
Where?
There was one. I think it was right there.
Yeah. Where's the other thing?
There's still a big clump right there. And there was a big clump on the end. I think it was right there. So it's definitely
Polished a lot. Well, that thing, okay? Put it down.
definitely different.
Ah, I like it. Does it feel soft or anything? Can you put it down?
A little bit.
It's a little bit softer.
I got this end, it's soft.
So we're gonna put this back down.
I want this, I want that. And this is definitely softer.
Like,
Yeah, see, I'm expecting some of these big pieces like this one. I don't know if you can see that there's kind of like a hump right there to get kind of
here.
sanded out. Hey, don't do that, Gray.
Okay.
Yeah, if you look at it like
that's
that,
it. Let's
you
stick
can
it back
tell
down
there's a
there.
hump.
We'll let
But
it-
you're trying to get that off.
Yeah, we're just trying to get that rust off in general. Just trying to get the majority of it off. So we could actually go ahead and do the electric treatment the way it is right now.
Yeah.
But
Should we?
I think we're going to let this run for a little longer. It's been sitting in there now for about 6.5, 7 hours probably. We're going to see what we got. We added some water
Ooh, very dirty
kind of
water.
midway through.
It's now dirty water.
Right, so we got some clean water here. that we're
There's
gonna
our
use
clean water.
to rinse our stuff off with.
Yeesh. What's the other thing?
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Can I go down there and
It looks
Can I
really
grab
cool.
Alright, so all those bumps that we were looking at,
came off?
looks like they came off. Well, there's one still. But it's kind of
Yeah, I'm
What's
gonna-
that?
less
I'm gonna try to
obvious.
get- I'm
What's
gonna try-
that like spot in the middle? See it right there?
It looks like it had a bang or something right there in the middle. Oh, you know what that is?
What?
This whole time I've been thinking that the handle should go that way. I think the handle was right there.
Oh, so we just figured
See
out
that?
the handle was on the side.
I'm guessing that it had a handle right here. And it was supposed to hammer like that.
Cool.
Okay,
I would have
so
never guessed.
we're probably going to send this through an electrolysis process, I think is what it's called, to get the remainder of the rust off.
Okay, here's the other thing.
Alright, here, let me trade with you. Huh?
So is that it?
Here, can I put some on my hand so I don't get to see this thing white?
It's okay, we'll rinse it off again here in a minute. So here's the hook. It's looking a lot better too. We'll probably send it through the same electrolysis process, just as a neat little thing. So we'll show you how that works as well. Alright, that's it for now. Alright, so we decided to try the electrolysis rust removal idea. Got a little piece of rebar in there in some salty water. Negative side plugged into our pieces of metal that we've been talking about all day, our little hammerhead thing, and our little hook that we were working on.
Do not do this.
Yeah,
if
do
you
not-
do not have an adult.
do
or
not do
someone
this.
that knows what to do.
Definitely don't do this at home. We're doing DC power. We just kind of put it in an old Listerine bottle that we cut the top off of. But right now, not really seeing much action, seeing a few bubbles in there. We're going to come and check on it after a while and see what it looks like. But
And we will videotape.
yeah, we should have some rusty water here before much longer. Wish us luck. Okay, so we figured out that the battery charger we were using to give us DC power
Was not.
actually had some safety features in it that were making it not give us electricity in the water like we wanted. So we just changed it over to a phone charger, and now we're seeing it's kind of looking like it's working because we see some bubbles, but we'll have to come back and check on it in a little while to see if it's working right. So we'll see. Okay, so we let this sit for a good little while. I would say probably about 17, 18 hours, something like that. Maybe a little longer than we should have. Not sure yet. We've unplugged it, obviously. We're gonna take our stuff out here and see what it looks like.
And again, don't do this without an adult or someone that knows what they're doing.
Yeah, so we're gonna take this.
We got a clean bucket of water over here. Rinsing it off in.
Stick it in there.
Excuse me.
Yep, squeeze by if you need to. Okay.
I'll be the soup. Does it look
Alright,
cleaner?
so yeah, it looks way cleaner.
What color is it? I can't
Where's
see
the
through a camera.
brush?
Toothbrush?
Be careful, Gray.
Here, I'll go to the back. Here, I'll go. Hey, here's a better brush.
Yeah, use the other brush.
This brush?
Mm-hmm. Yes. You can be this. You can be the scrubber.
Okay. You need some soap.
You're gonna need some soap. Okay, so let's take out the other thing now and see what it looks like. You ready, Gray? This is the big item.
This is the main deal. Here, can I grab the thing out and now?
Yeah, go ahead.
What's your hands? Ouch, it's hot.
It's warm water.
How do you say that spelled? Again, we got a clean bucket of water over here that they're rinsing it in.
Oh wow, look at that.
Whoa.
See, it's like a black color.
Yeah.
So this is where the old
Handle
was. So we figured out that this is called, God, what was it? It's a hand forged. So that means somebody made this by hand, probably a blacksmith.
You can tell it's handmade because it's like made of a different material,
Well,
like rock and such.
No, it's metal. You can tell it's hand forged because it's not really even.
Yeah.
You see how like one side's higher than the other, and it's not balanced completely right. It's just not exactly symmetrical, is how you can tell. And this is called what was it called? Gosh, I can't remember off the top of my head right now. No, but it is the head of a hammer, and it's from the gold miners that used to be here. Long story short, this is used for finishing stone typically. It's a hammer like this.
Dad, can I use this
But
brush?
in this area we had gold mining going on, so this is actually from a gold mine. We found it right next to a creek where they would be mining gold. And yeah, so this is a gold miner's hammer. That's what this is. Pretty cool. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna soak these up, get them rinsed off, cleaned off, and we'll seal it with some wax here in a little while. Trying to decide if I want to try to drill this out here in the middle or just leave it the way it is. Haven't decided yet, so we'll see.
Okay, we just had the pieces that we've been talking about.
I had it in a toaster oven.
Toaster
Heat it
oven?
up.
So we're gonna put a little bit of wax on them.
The wax just seals it. Ooh. The wax just seals it so that it won't rust again, is the main thing. It's hot right now.
So we're just rubbing wax on there on a piece of candle, and it's just melting onto the
Okay, so
thing.
yeah, when that dries,
We'll do the other side.
well, I might be able to just grab it.
Very
The other
carefully.
side. This thing's very hot. We had it in the toaster oven at 450 degrees or something like that, so it's
Very hot.
very hot.
How long did you cook for?
It's been in there for maybe 10 minutes.
Yep.
So
10,
you set it for
15
an hour?
minutes.
No, for 10 minutes. Okay. I think we had it set for something like 15 minutes. There we go.
Okay.
Got most of that done, so let's see.
Where should we set that? Didn't think about this.
Great question.
Off to the side?
I think we're just going to try to set it right here. And we'll see how that does. So that's it. That'll cool down here in a second.
And then we're going to get the other piece.
Now we're going to pull out.
Remember, hold it by that little candle part.
No, I'm going to
The-
hold it like this.
Oh.
And it's pink, pink, pink,
And
pink.
my brother's gonna do the next one.
Alright, so this is our
Hammerhead.
hand forged. It's kind of blacksmithed. Mill pick is what it's called. Yeah.
Dad's going to help me.
Like I said, this wax, what it's going to do is help make sure it doesn't re-rust. So we just spent a lot of time
Interesting.
trying to get all that rust off of there.
I don't know if you can tell, but it's smoking.
Yeah, it was steaming off there.
You can't tell on the camera.
There's steam coming off of it. There you go. Do that edge there. Perfect. This side as well.
And it'll just kind of drip on the other side.
They're trying to get every single part filled, especially where the hammer handle was, because that part there's sort of like a hole, so they're trying to fill that up.
Yeah, we debated on
Drilling it.
kind of drilling out that center hole or poking it out of there somehow. But we decided that this thing is so old and so special that we didn't want to risk causing a problem.
Like, look at how fast that little piece is melting. That's how hot this thing is.
Yeah, so it's very hot.
Yeah, I'm
Very
going to
hot.
go over with one more coat.
Okay.
on this side.
It's going to take a second for it to cool down because it's such a big hunk of metal. Yeah, I think I had said originally that we thought this might be 100 to 120 years old. I think now that I've determined it's blacksmith, like a blacksmith made this, I would guess it's probably more like 150 years old
I was gonna say.
to maybe 175 maybe.
So still very old.
It's super old. It's older than we thought originally. So yeah, we're gonna let that cool down, and then we'll take some
I'll
pictures
go
when it's
one
totally
more
done.
coat.
We'll catch up with you guys later.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right, so here's our copper that we cleaned up already. You've probably already seen that, but it cleaned up pretty nice. Has a nice green patina on it. It's kind of neat. I was kind of hoping that we might see some writing or something, but so far I haven't seen any of that or any impressions or anything like that on there. So there's those two things. Here's our hook that we found. We're thinking that this thing was blacksmithed, probably.
You can tell it's thinner down here.
It's way thick on this side because it's just far from perfect is the main thing that we're looking at. This hook part here is really thick.
Thick.
It's really thick,
Whereas
and then it gets it's thick right here, and then it gets thin. And there used to be some kind of hole right there. We're thinking maybe this was like a little door latch or something like that, where this would be attached to the wall maybe. Not quite sure what this is, to be honest. But alright, so then we have this is our hammer. So we did a little research to figure out exactly what it is. It's called a mill pick hammer. Once again, we believe this is either hand forged or blacksmithed. Also with this one, the reason we think that is because it's far from perfect, mainly. It's not even, it's not level. Some parts are longer or wider than others, higher up. The center hole is not quite centered. There's a bunch of things that make it seem like it's not done in like a normal forge situation. So anyway, the handle of the hammer would have been right here, hammering like that. And this is called a double bit mill pick stone dressing hammer. So it's typically used to hammer stone and make it look the way you want it to look, like if you're carving something. But it's also used for mining as well, frequently. And that's what we think it was used for, because we found it right next to a creek, and we're pretty close to where there's some historical gold mines. So we're thinking that's probably what it was. So yeah, this is the finished product after we did the electrolysis, tumbling, scrubbing, soaping. We heated it in a little oven, and then we put some wax in there, and this is it. So we'll try to do a side-by-side before and after shot, but it turned out really, really good for our first time doing this. Turned out really good. Thanks for watching.